Greetings, beautiful people. Welcome back to Find XYZ. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe. We are still on the road to WASSCE 2026. Let's try this integration problem. Now, this is a definite integral where we are asked to integrate from lower limit -1 to upper limit m of the function 2s squared minus x minus 3 dx. That is given as -9/2. We've been told that m is an integer, so let's find the value of m. Now, with definite integral, it tells us the area under this curve. Now, since this is giving us a negative value, it is telling us that the area is below the x-axis. That is why the area is -9/2. Now, with integration, what we do is that we are trying to reverse the process of differentiation. You recall that if you have x to the power n, what you do is that you multiply by the exponent and you subtract 1 from the exponent. In the process of reversing this, which is integration, what we'll do is that to reverse the process of subtraction, we'll have to add. So we'll do x to the power n plus 1. Then the process of multiplying, the opposite of it will be division. So n plus 1 will be the same as n plus 1 here in the denominator. This is what we are going to use to integrate this function. So let's begin. Now we have 2x squared. What we'll do is that the exponent is 2. So we'll write 2x squared. Then we'll add 1 to the exponent. Then whatever is at the exponent, we'll bring it at the denominator. We do the same thing to the x. We have x. This is 1. We add 1 to it. Whatever is there, we'll bring it down. Minus 3. Now mind you, this is x to the power 0. So when you add 1, what is at the exponent, then repeat it at the denominator. This is ranging from -1 to m, which is equal to -9/2. Now let's simplify this. So 2 plus 1 will give us 3. So we have 2x to the power 3 all over 3 minus x squared over 2 minus 3x. This is ranging from -1 to m is equal to -9/2. Now let's substitute our intervals. So we are going to do the upper limit minus the lower limit. That will give us the area under the curve. So wherever we see x, we are going to substitute m. So we have 2m to the power 3 over 3 minus m squared over 2 minus 3m. Then we'll subtract the lower limit. And what is the lower limit? -1. So wherever we see x, we substitute -1. So we have 2 into bracket -1 to the power 3 over 3 minus -1 squared over 2 minus 3 into bracket -1. So let's simplify this. We can still repeat this one and write 3m cubed over 3 minus m squared over 2 minus 3m minus -1 to the exponent 3. Because it's an odd exponent, you are going to get -1. So 2 into bracket -1 over 3. Then an even exponent will give us a positive number. So this is -1 over 2. The negative times negative will give us positive. This should give us -9/2. Let's try and open this up. So this will give us 2m cubed over 3 minus m squared over 2 minus 3m. Now this is negative. Then we'll distribute the negative inside the bracket. So -2 negative will give us +2 over 3. Then negative times negative will give us +1 over 2. Then negative times positive will give us -3. This should give us -9/2. Then you realize that we can clear all the fractions by multiplying through by the LCM. Then we have 3 and 2. So what is the LCM of 3 and 2? That will give us 6. So we are going to multiply each term by 6. So we'll have 2m cubed over 3 times 6 minus m squared over 2 times 6 minus 3m times 6 plus 2 over 3 times 6 plus 1 over 2 times 6 minus 3 times 6. Everything should be equal to -9/2 times 6. So 3 divides 6, 2. 2 divides 6, 3. 3 divides 6, that will give us 2. 2 divides 6, that will give us 3. Then 2 divides 6, that will give us 3. So we are going to have 2 times 2, that will give us 4m cubed. Then 3 times m squared, that will give us -3m squared. Then 6 times 3, that will give us -18m. Then we'll have 2 times 2, that will give us +4. Then we have 3 times 1, that will give us 3. And then -3 times 6, that will give us -18. This is equal to -9 times 3, that will give us -27. Now let's group like terms. So we can put all the constants together. So we have 4m to the power 3 minus 3m squared minus 18m plus 4 plus 3 minus 18. We can bring -27 to the left hand side, and that will be +27. Everything is equal to 0. Let's operate on the constant terms. So we have 4 plus plus 3 minus 18 plus 27. That will give us positive 16. So we have 4m to the power 3 minus 3m to the power 2 minus 18m plus 16 is equal to 0. So we have cubic equation, but we were told that m is supposed to be an integer. Now what is an integer? An integer is a positive or negative whole number, so we need a whole number solution. But there's something called rational root theorem. It states that any integer solution must be a factor of the constant term. So whenever you have a cubic equation and you want an integer solution, it must be a factor of the constant term. And what is the constant term? That is 16. So what are the factors of 16? That is 1, 2, 4, 8, and then 16. So these values are the possible integer solutions to this cubic equation. Now it can either be positive or negative. However, because our lower limit is -1, it means that the upper limit should be bigger than -1. So that is why I'm not considering the negative values. So let's look at this. This is 1. Let's substitute 1 in the equation and let's see whether it will satisfy the given cubic equation. So 4 into bracket 1 cube minus 3 into bracket 1 squared minus 18 into bracket 1 plus 16. Would this give us 0? Let's find out. 1 cube will give us 1. So we have 4 minus 1 square will give us 1 minus 3 minus 18 plus 16 is equal to 0. Is this equal to 0? Let's find out. So let's do negative 18 plus 16. That will give us negative 2. Then we'll do 4 minus 2. That will give us 2. Then we'll do 2 minus 3. That will give us negative 1. But negative 1 is not equal to 0, so we cannot choose 1. Then let's move to 2. So we have 4 into bracket 2 to the power 3 minus 3 into bracket 2 squared minus 18 multiplying 2 plus 16. This should give us 0. Let's find out. 2 to the power 3 will give us 8, so we have 4 times 8. Then 2 to the power 2 will give us 4, so we have 3 times 4. Negative 18 times 2, that will give us negative 36. Then we have plus 16. This should give us 0. What is 4 times 8? That will give us 32. What is 3 times 4? That will give us 12 minus 36 plus 16. Positive 32, positive 16, that will give us 48. Negative 12, negative 36, that also give us negative 48. This is equal to 0. So the value of m is equal to 2. So it means that the upper limit of this integral is positive 2. So that is all that I have for you. If you found this helpful, kindly leave a comment, share this video to all your friends, and I'll be back with another video. I'm out.